Welcome to Served Unfiltered. This is Vito. I'm your host. Let's get started.
Nobody really talks about how loud ambition is. Not loud in the way people think, not flashy, not braggy, not the social media loud. I'm talking about mentally loud. The kind of loud that follows you to bed, the kind of loud that wakes you up before your alarm. All right, is that never happens to me, but the other things are happening to me. The kind that never really shuts up, even when everything looks fine from the outside. If you're ambitious, truly ambitious, your mind is almost never quiet, right? It's constantly planning, replaying, fixing, making a checklist, improving, preparing something. And sometimes it's exhausting. Welcome back to Served Unfiltered. I'm your host, Vito. And today we're talking about the cost of the grind. Not the hours, not the sweat, but the mental energy the ambition consumes. And as I like to say, nobody warned us about. Let me say this first. I love being driven. I love to go by checklist. I love wanting more. I love building, improving, and pushing myself to the limits. But here's the truth, guys. Even when I'm resting, my mind is still working. And that's when the problem comes, I'll be sitting at a dinner table. My body is at the table, but my mind is elsewhere, working, doing something, planning something, trying to fix something, thinking about tomorrow, thinking about today, thinking about yesterday. Or I'll be on my way home and I'll be like replaying the conversations in my head. Did I do everything right? Did I say something that offended somebody? Something. Or I'll be laying in bed staring at the ceiling and trying to solve the problems that haven't even arisen yet. And the worst part, you feel guilty about resting, because we think that ambition doesn't clock out, it doesn't respect weekends, and it doesn't care if you're tired. It's constantly in your head of you could be doing more. Someone else is working harder. Don't get too comfortable. What if you lose the momentum of what are you doing? For example, that's exactly what was happening to me today. I'm extremely sick, have no voice, but I was like, what if I feel behind on a podcast? Or what because I'm sick and I don't want to record this, or because I'm trying to, find a better way to actually get this going, what if I lose the memento again? And the mental noise becomes your background music, and it really sucks. Because when it finally becomes quiet, it feels so weird and uncomfortable, like you are not doing enough. And we all know that feeling. At some point, the grind stops being something you do, and it starts becoming who you are. And that's when the situation gets 2 times harder. Your worth gets tied to your output, and your value gets measured by productivity, which I'm really good at. And that's dangerous. Really fucking dangerous, because now slowing down feels like failure. Rest feels like laziness. But, the peace feels like it's undeserved. I've lived this, and it's not fun and it's not okay. As an immigrant, survival turn into ambition real fucking quick. And you don't just want success, you need it to prove something, to give something, to justify the sacrifices that you made, and to honor the people who believed in you, and to honor yourself for believing in a dream. But is it a dream or is it a goal? But here's something that nobody tells you. The more you achieve, the heavier the pressure becomes. And that's when the problem is. Because now people expect things from you. Now you expect things from yourself. And, suddenly there's no finish line. There is a no finish line, only higher standards, and you keep beating your head against the wall of trying to do everything. You don't celebrate the wins, and you just raise the bar on your own. That's when shit hurts, right? And burnout does not always look like a collapse. Sometimes looks like being short-tempered. Because I've for sure had situations, I have a short temper when I'm about to burn out. And even my team and my friends are like, all right, you need to calm down because that's not what the case here is for. And they kind of try to ground me and put me back into where I belong, because being an asshole is not an option, and being short-tempered, that's exactly what you are. Or feeling emotionally flat. You just don't care about anything. You can't give any emotion out of your body because you're just like, meh, it's happening, it's here. You want to do it. Not enjoying the small wins and always feel behind. For me, it wasn't that I was tired of working. I was tired of thinking about the future, thinking about responsibilities, thinking about being, expected to do something, or thinking about being needed, thinking about not dropping the ball, and here's the important truth, guys. You can love what you do and still be mentally drained. Gratitude doesn't cancel fatigue, and passion doesn't make you immune. Ignoring that doesn't make you stronger. It just makes you crash worse later. Because when you are mentally tired, you're tired of thinking, you're tired, you can't even focus. And you still do your job fantastic, but you're just constantly creating a checklist in your head, trying to do something more, trying to do something better, and then you're just, and that's what burnout is. Because you are still showing up, you're still doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you are not putting 100% out there for whatever needs to be done. And, you have to protect your mental energy one way or another. This isn't about quitting ambition. It's about controlling it. And I've learned a few things the hard way. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to get a permission to pause. You don't need to explain your boundaries to anyone. Mental energy is currency, and you have to be very careful how you spend it. Because if you spend it on everything, then you will have nothing left for what it matters. And, sometimes protecting your peace is more important than anything. And sometimes it means to say no. Being present without planning, that's really important. That's what I've been trying to do the past few months, of being right here, right now, instead of something adjusted or scheduled or planned. The feeling of actually enjoying life or enjoying this exact moment is really, really important. Sitting in silence, That's something that's very hard, and it was hard for me in the beginning, but now I've started to enjoy it and letting good enough to be enough. Because also being hard on yourself to not being perfect will drive you bananas, and nobody's perfect. Let's get realistic here. Ambition itself needs boundaries. Otherwise, it becomes the self-destructed disguised as discipline. And we know there's difference between ambition, being disciplined, and being complete cuckoo when it comes to checklists and doing things the right way and always keep going, because you cannot enjoy your little small wins and your little small moments on your own of actually seeing what you've already achieved. And if your mind feels heavy today, it doesn't mean you're weak. It only means that you care deeply. And that's one of the things that it's very hard to recognize, because to see that you care about something is one thing, but to actually feel it, it's completely different. And it means that you've built something to protect later on. And just remember this, you're still ambitious when you rest. You are still driven when you breathe. And slowing down does not erase your progress. Because not everything has a time frame. And if your ambition is taking a toll on your mental health, then we have a problem. And you have to go and take care of your mental health, your mental moments, and not let yourself burn out. And then go back to the ambition and being driven and doing all the things that you want to do, rather than thinking that peace kills ambition. Peace does not kill ambition. It refines it. Thank you for being here. Today's definitely a shorter episode. I am just not feeling very well, and I try to be every Monday with a brand new topic and something that actually happened, and I really want to release the product right after I recorded. So that's why I like to keep everything authentic and not stay on episodes for months and then releasing them. I understand that this is a method that a lot of people use. I'm not a lot of people. And thank you for choosing honesty over hype. And sometimes the real grind is learning how to quiet the noise. Happy Monday.
You've just finished another episode of Served Unfiltered, and I appreciate you more than you know. If you're growing with me, hit follow, leave a review, and let's keep building the community of real, honest humans. I'm Vito, reminding you that your story deserves to be heard, your effort deserves to be seen, and your dreams deserve your discipline. See you next episode.